Rudra, today just I would like to give you, a kind of what I would say, kind of I would like to brief up my observations about this, forthcoming, World Cup, final between Argentina and Argentina and France. That is going to take place, at live Indian time at 8:30 p.m. Onwards. So it's a high voltage match, and we have been witnessing this, incredible World Cup 2022 at Qatar. And the FIFA president has already established it as the best World Cup ever. But whether it's the best, whether this is the best World Cup edition or not, I'm not going to interfere about that kind of thing, because I still today recollect a certain kind of World Cup in which when I was in long past, possibly 1985, in Govardhana, I was watching those brilliant games of World Cups, sitting with Babuda, Arupda, and Chodda Anjonda, and so many others, Banjoda and others. And really, that happened to be, and I myself had witnessed at that time some brilliant football. Between one, there are 3-4 matches I would like to speak upon. One that was between France and Brazil in that 1986 World Cup. France and Brazil, quarter-final match. And Brazil was all that. What a Brazilian team that was! Zico, Socrates, and all. It's a star-studded Brazilian side, and nobody could. And even when the World Cup didn't come into way, everybody, almost 99.99% people predicted that it's going to be. There will be no. What I would say, upset this time. Brazil is eventually will come out victorious, given the team and the rhythm with which the Brazilian side came to play the World Cup. Zico, Socrates, and the others, a terrible kind of Brazilian side, and that quarter-final match between Brazil and France. And I was watching, and right from the beginning, Brazil was just jump out like an angry tiger, pounced up on the deer like France. Not an angry tiger, was fighting like an Alsatian dog like that, the France like that. And France was trying to survive from terrible kind of attacks that were just coming onto the French French half at that time, and Joel Bartz, that French goalkeeper at that time. What a match he had played, at least, still I recollect, at least 8 to 10 steps, and not magical, almost impossible steps. In this World Cup, we have seen so many impossible steps by the Poland goalkeeper, by some Croatian goalkeepers, and certain others. But and certain other goalkeeper, high kind of goalkeeping you have witnessed in this World Cup edition also. But that Joel Bartz in the quarterfinal 1986 between Brazil and France. Brazil should have won at least by 6-7 goals. But eventually Brazil took the lead, and Brazil was playing some miraculous football. That's almost a terrible kind of art. But all of a sudden, all their efforts were coming to naught. Joel Bartz, like an angel, were on the bus and was twisting, but jumping here, and unbelievable kind of steps those were. And France ultimately managed to level the goal through taking advantage of certain kind of opportunity, and in extra time also again Joel Bartz came to the task of saving France, French goalkeeper Joel Bartz, and finally the match went into after 120 minutes and certain extra times, injury times. The match ultimately had gone to the extra time, and not in the penalty shootout. And ultimately in that penalty shootout, you understand, Brazil lost the match to France. And in that, even if Brazil was leading 1-0, and at that particular time, Brazil got a penalty. Within the 90 minutes, fixed time, Brazil got on the penalty corner. When Brazil was, not penalty corner, it's a penalty kick. In football, in soccer, not penalty corner of the hockey, like the penalty kick Brazil got. And Chico, you understand, Chico, the great Chico, Brazilian star, he never possibly missed the penalty. But in that eventual World Cup quarter-final match against France, Joel Bartz, what I would say, whether it is Chico missed or Joel Bartz set, that's a lot of, it will be fair on our part, cricket and sports loving people's part, to establish that Joel Bartz set the penalties kick from rather than Chico missed out the penalty kick. Which about certain kind of examples we have seen in this World Cup edition also by Poland goalkeepers and so many, the Croatian goalkeepers and so many others. We have seen that terrible kind of saves. And the other day, certain, what I would say, that goalkeeping heist and the other quarter-final matches, semi-final matches I was witnessing, terrible kind of goalkeeping. Just it reminds us of Peter Shilton's and others, English goalkeepers and other kinds of goalkeeping, a terrible kind of. But what I would say, why I was telling all these things about this World Cup being called the best World Cup ever, as the FIFA president has done, so many others. I won't go into the controversies, but still I recollect those. And that semi-final match, a great Maradona, 1986 against, quarter-final against England, and the semi-final against Belgium, and then against the final against Germany. It was Diego Armando Maradona. And in 1990 also, in the next World Cup also, Maradona. And in 1994, 2-3 matches Maradona played. It was even terrific rhythm Maradona was in 1994. Before he was he was eliminated by certain, soccer conspiracy of the highest kind to prevent Maradona lifting the World Cup yet again, possibly to my mind. That kind of drug addiction, all these things, with so many drugs, even eventually you are having in your factory, and give any player, you won't be able to play that kind of magical footballs playing. So it was a wrongly framed charge against Maradona in 1994, possibly to prevent Maradona lifting another World Cup victory. It was a conspiracy, to my mind, anyone might contradict, to prevent Maradona earning that, almost godlike, status. Certain capitalist bloc. As we all know, Maradona was a pro-Fidel Castro and a pro-communist man and a pro-proletariat people, always vocal, to speak against the American dictatorship of George W. Bush and others. And that's why it was, to my mind, to prevent Maradona attaining that kind of, angel-like, stature, even to take forward that angel-like stature even further. It was a clear, well-framed and orchestrated and articulated, conspiracy against their God, to my mind, in 1994. Otherwise, I'm sure, and every cricket sports-loving people might be able to detect that if they have a quick glance over the 1995, Maradona match, the league pages matches that Maradona was playing. Unstoppable he looked like, even more ominous than 1986 or 1990. So, however, I have seen so much of artistic game way back in the previous times also. So I'm not going to speak all those things about that. This World Cup I have seen but and in the semi-final match, Rudro is sitting inside just before me. He was so keen, but if he can go to that against England, the 2 goals he scored. One, the hand of the God, but still, and another, tackling all English players all alone. And eventually Maradona had beaten the goalkeeper and put the ball inside the net. So that was Diego Armando Maradona, and that was no common English side. The great British soccer team at the time, 1996, in the World Cup quarter-final, 1996, and then in the semi-final, Belgium was a terrific side. And Maradona and Argentina and all other couldn't just get past the Belgium defense. And Belgium was counter-attacking at the same time. was coming back to defend, and then all of a sudden was going forward to attack. So wherever the ball was, there you can see the one man Diego Armando Maradona. And finally, Maradona ultimately scored two goals against Belgium. And that was an artistry. Everybody can. And in the final as well in 1986, Maradona, that great pass that Maradona had in the Argentina was leading 2-0. And another goal in the last, Germany all on a sudden using two penalty corners, two corner kicks towards the end of the scheduled 90 minutes in the second half. Germany was able to draw level 2-2. It became all on a sudden everybody started fearing whether Maradona would be able to lift and then that Maradona dribbled past 3, 4, 5 players and gave a real cracking pass to Caniggia at the time, and Caniggia made, and all Caniggia could have done to put the ball safely inside the net, and Maradona did that, and that kind of artistry I can see even before my eyes. So if anybody terms this World Cup as a best ever World Cup, or even 19 possibly another World Cup, 1999 or 2000, 1998 possibly, 1998 World Cup that France had won, defeating Brazil 3-0. I was at Belur Mahindra Vidyapith at that time as a teacher. And there I was used to see the TV, via TV I was seeing the match, France versus Brazil. And France defeated Brazil in the final, 1998, I'm speaking that one. And France defeated Brazil 3-0. I still recollect the great game of football. And Brazil was nowhere. Brazil was not Ronaldo and all others. Brazil was not that dull team. But the smart football, the artistic football, and all those things that that France produced and delivered, just map of real artistry. So to term this, France could have won by 7, 8, 10 goals possibly. France missed innumerable opportunities. Open sitter, France missed at that time. Brazil was nowhere, as if France was playing with a club level football team like that in the final, one-sided for 1998. So so you cannot say that. And even Spain, you see, the Spain or the World Cup that Spain won with the 2010 possibly, 2010 World Cup possibly Spain had won, possibly the year that World Cup, the skill, the number of passes that Spaniards soccer teams used to share with one another, that smacks of terrible kind of artistry. 1990, the game that Spain had played. And we cannot just forget Valderrama. We cannot forget Roger Milla, Roger Milla of Cameroon. We cannot forget, Colombia's Valderrama. And they were all magical players, Garincha, Zico and all others. So you cannot just, all of a sudden, this World Cup, in a different way, is turning out to be a real interesting World Cup as it turned, because Argentina came out with the high expectations, and all of a sudden in the very first match against Saudi Arabia, they just through Messi's penalty, Argentina had forged ahead, and then all of a sudden Saudi Arabia played a determined football, and on the other side, on the back of it, Argentina couldn't get the rhythm, and couldn't just deliver the rhythm they are used to deliver all the time in the field. Possibly couldn't adjust with the environment. Possibly something different. Argentina didn't seem to be in the proper complexion, and Argentina ultimately and not to undermine Saudi Arabia's great efforts. They played real good football, tough football, skilled football, and they made the most of the opportunities they got, and they won the match with 2-1 against Argentina. Then all of a sudden it became highly doubtful whether Argentina would make it to the knockout stages or not. But see, the way Leo Messi has played, the way Argentina's Leo Messi and his team, Leo Messi as captain inspired his teammates that, well, we haven't played well, the journey is difficult, but we can still do it. And And he, as a captain, Leo Messi, inspired his, asked, prayed, requested his supporters all over the world, the supporters of the Argentina, Nil Sada jake bole, blue and white Argentina, that we are still not finished. Just pray to the Almighty for us so that we can play our real game from the next game. The world is not over for us. And that's exactly Leo Messi has proved. Not Leo Messi alone, his team. Leo Messi as a captain has been able to inspire his teams and to articulate the team effort into a magical artistry. And and the Argentinian side from the next game onwards started playing like a well-orchestrated machine. Just like a well-orchestrated machine. Nothing they can do wrong. They can do nothing wrong. That kind of football they are playing. And you see, Leo Messi has scored some superb goals in this World Cup. And when Leo Messi, scoring from outside the box, from an open shooter, something like that, but from outside the box, the way Leo Messi has scored certain 2-3 goals with a terrible punch of kicks, just from a short angles, piercing the wall of the opponent defense, that's the smack of real artistry, no doubt about that. But and more and more in the pre-quarter final, quarter-final and semi-final, Argentina has proved to be better and better. Argentina has set itself to be better and better. In magical touch, dwelling around Messi. Messi is playing, Messi is sometimes scoring goals, and like a champion, a player, when he thinks that better than him, some of his compatriots are placed in a better position to put the ball inside the net. On a selfless note, he's just like a captain. He's passing the ball to his teammates and his colleagues, and his teammate is not making a mistake or to score goals. So this is Argentina. Argentina looks to be, this time, today we are going to witness a terrible match. Argentina is looking in a real shape, and it's all possible that Argentina, if you ask me how much do you think about Argentina's prospects in this final? Well, it's very difficult to assess, but only I can tell, as my cricket and my football knowledge approves of me, that Argentina, if you have the word rhythm in your box, and that is 100% about rhythm, Argentina has already with this particular team. I'm not speaking about all those Argentina with Messi, Maradona, Batis, not that. This particular Argentinian side, that the capability and potential they do have, they have taken their potential to almost 90 to 95% high. In the semi-final, we have terribly witnessed that quarter-final and semi-final. So, really, whether Argentina would be able to retain that kind of magical rhythm against France, I hope, but my football knowledge speaks that if Argentina can live behind the pressure of the final, and if Leo Messi and his teammates can just deliver the game they have been producing over the last 2-3 matches against the key opponents, I think there is no reason why Argentina should not be able to lift the 2022 Qatar World Cup trophy. But remember, France is a terrible side. We shouldn't be forgetting that. France always, and if you compare and contrast the style of playing football between France and Argentina, you can see France also always does adopt an aggressive mode of play. France never believes in defending and taking the match into extra time tiebreaker. France never does believe in that. France goes all out irrespective of the opponent's side. And the most terrible strength of the French side is that with Kylian Mbappe as a real player, magical player, the way Argentina has Leo Messi. So on both sides we have two magical players. If we have Leo Messi on the Argentinian side, we have Kylian Mbappe on the in the French side. So it will be to my mind, it will be a seesaw battle because and you know it will be very very. I would only like to, if Argentina, if this match goes into tiebreaker, possibly Argentina will be feeling the pressure. If this match runs into tiebreaker, penalty shootouts, then Argentina will be feeling the pressure because Argentina, Leo Messi and this side, are really confident at the moment of lifting the trophy. So if they are not able to manage to lift the trophy within the 90 or possibly 120 minutes of game, exact football on the side, it will be a real tough time for it may prove out to be a tough time for the Argentinians to keep their cool while taking up the penalty shots. So I am sure Argentinian coach and Leo Messi's team will go all out to win it within the stipulated 90 minutes of time. And another important side is that they show the French on the Scaloni on the one hand, and on the other hand they show French French coach. So he is a cool customer on both sides. You have two artistic campaigner on the two coaches, and they show always has he always plans against France against Morocco. Morocco didn't play bad. Morocco played well, and certain magnificent saves by the French goalkeeper, and certain luck didn't favor to Morocco. But otherwise, but see the French technique. The French players didn't look that much venomous as they used to be. But however, they netted the two goals right in time, utilizing the slight half chances, converting the half chances into goals. So that's French artistry. But this time in the final, I'm sure France will play a determined football, because France will forget all about France. Maybe another kind of thing when the two sides, France will play an inspired football because they are saying their opponent is not Morocco, Argentina. When two lions fight with each other, or two Royal Bengal Tigers fight with each other, that's a different kind of fight. But if a Royal Bengal Tiger fights with a leopard or an Alsatian dog, that kind of fight doesn't often the underrated team gets the better, because the stronger team doesn't get motivated to play against the relatively weaker side. But this time it's two teams are evenly composed. The two teams are having two great and artistic players, Kylian Mbappe and Leo Messi on the other hand, and Kylian Mbappe on the other. And the compatriots of Kylian Mbappe of the French sides and Leo Messi's teams, and they are also complementing each other's weaknesses and strengths. So really, it will be a strategical fight on the part of the coaches. It will be a kind of artistry and and stamina and strength. Leo Messi and Kylian Mbappe and other players should when the modern football. What do we mean by modern football? It's all about attacking and all about defending. We have certain strikers, we have certain midfielders, we have certain defenders, goalkeepers. But remember, the modern football. What does modern football suggest? Implicate. Modern football is a total football. When a side attacks others, almost 9-10 players rush into the opponent penalty boxes, and then when the counter attack comes, all of a sudden they should be able to come back with equal speed to defend their goal. And both sides will be doing that. So it will be a fast game. It will be a technical battle. It will prove to be a skill football. It will cost stamina, nerve, and battle of nerve and stamina and skill and artistry and all that. Strength, stamina and energy. And all these things, the two sides will be investing heavily upon with all these basic and fundamental things. But to my mind, if you ask me, Rudra is smiling, sir, give your ultimate prediction. Well, it's very difficult to predict. Rudra, I must be speaking, it's very, very difficult to predict because both sides are fantastic sides, and to my mind, it's going to be a seesaw battle. But still, The rhythm is with Argentina, not France. But anything can happen. France may also emerge out victorious. But if Leo Messi and his team can retain that kind of magical form they are having in the last 2-3 matches or last 4-5 games, there is no reason why Leo Messi's dream of lifting the World Cup, or will not eventually turn. There is no reason why it didn't turn out into the. Indeed, Leo Messi and his Argentinian side has each and every possibility of lifting this 2022 Qatar World Cup. But don't compare. I am just requesting everybody. Don't try to compare Leo Messi with Maradona or Pele like that. I am not obsessed with the past lineage or past. I have witnessed the Messi. This World Cup I have witnessed in Toto. Messi has produced the gem of football. But believe me, whatever little knowledge I do have about football artistry or game of football, Maradona or Pele far ahead, far ahead, but far ahead. They are magical. You cannot just compare them with Messi, Ronaldo, and what I would say, Ronaldo.
Mbappe.
Ronaldo, Tim, Ronaldo's. Oh my goodness, Ronaldo. Messi, Ronaldo, jo comparison that Portugal's Ronaldo or Messi, they shouldn't be they cannot be compared with the greats like Maradona and Pele, or even Garincha and all that. They were absolutely of a different kind of player. Whatever little knowledge I do have, but still Leo Messi is playing this, is making a display of superlative football. And Maradona, we have with Maradona, Diego Armando Maradona is no more, and I'm sure his soul that is resting at heaven in peace will be enjoying, will be blazing Messi, Leo Messi and this side. Maradona in the other team, when in the previous World Cup, Maradona was giving certain was providing some expert comments in the TV channels. And when asked about to comment about Leo Messi's captaincy, he just became merciless to criticize Leo Messi. When he was shaking hands with others and after losing, not that. And so Maradona, this time we are seeing the way Messi was making argumentation with the referee and with opponent players, because in a final match you have to remain calm, but at times if you are to inspire your players as a captain, you have to be vocal, even within the field, outside the field, not crossing the limits of being shown the disciplinary actions like card, yellow card, red card, etc. Not that. So Leo Messi has matured as a captain. Leo Messi in this World Cup, as I have witnessed, has really matured as a great footballer, artistic footballer. And on the other hand, Kylian Mbappe, in the previous World Cup, I had seen him in a terrible rhythm. In this World Cup, he is also playing, but not in that kind of magical rhythm. We had Kylian Mbappe in the last World Cup, when French side emerged out as the eventual trophy winner in 2018. So let's Rudra, we are going to expect a real seesaw battle. Let us hope that this match will enjoy everybody. Shouldn't be a one-sided match, as it is not to be, as to my mind. Both sides, I'm sure, will be playing counter-attacking games. And my last point, Rudra, the team which we will be playing as a total team, will be attacking with 10 players and simultaneously within seconds to address the responses of the opponent counter attacks, would be able to come down to the defensive zones to neutralize the opponent counter attacks. This team, that will function like a well-clocked match machine will ultimately emerge out victorious. But still, it may be a turn out to be a match. That can be seen in a contextual event. Leo Messi's brilliance versus Kylian Mbappe's brilliance. Because, in many occasions, when the average or in the talented players cannot penetrate, the extraordinaries do penetrate. We have in the game of chess, the game that Gary Kasparov played in 1995 against Vishwanathan Anand, the all-time, and Bobby Fischer, the chess game that Bobby Fischer, ordinary players can't play that kind of games. And then after 8 draws in 1995 chess championship, or Vishwanathan Anand was playing against, as a challenger, was playing against Gary Kasparov, the then champion. And in the 8 games in a row, 24 games were scheduled to be played. 8 games were drawn in a row. And the 9th game, Vishy Anand defeated Gary Kasparov. And all of a sudden, everywhere in the world were expecting that we are going to have a new champion in the chess world. But after that was resting, the 10th game, Gary Kasparov eventually came out with a terrific game, artistic game plan. And see the game, I myself was playing against that Gary Kasparov, with black and white team at Subhashgram. I was then in a rented house, and I was playing. And the game Gary Kasparov played, sorry, don't articulate me as an egotistic player, but believe me, on my mother's name I'm telling, on that particular, after 16, 17, 18 moves, that great move, that novelty move that Gary Kasparov, had offered, had sacrificed Gary Kasparov as a major power in exchange of a pawn. And I thought I was playing on live, and I gave the exact move that should have been the move. But Vishy Anand couldn't, possibly on the match situation, possibly couldn't get past the opponent calculations. It needed 8 to 10 moves calculations, where it might go wrong. And I gave just, Vishy Anand shouldn't have accepted the exchanges. Better he should have waited for 3-4 moves. Eventually Gary Kasparov, I myself had given the exact move, but Vishy couldn't, calculate the Gary Kasparov's game planning, and ultimately that cost Vishy the match. 3 big powers Gary Kasparov sacrificed in exchange of 3 Vishy Anand's pawns. And then, but the match with 3 major powers advantage, Vishwanathan Anand's king was checkmated, because that was a terrific game plan. And after post-match conference, Gary Kasparov told, well, in a match situation, in 99.99% cases, the opponent cannot just detect the game plan. It's very highly improbable, such an artistic game this is. Then the journalists, I still recollect, that nobody been able to deliver what is the move. And when he smiled and said, I was still watching the match, the awards giving, the post-match interviews of Gary Kasparov. Sometimes someone in the distant region possibly has given the correct move. So the journalist asked him what could have been the correct move, which could have cost you the match. So Gary Kasparov, if the opponent, it's highly impossible to calculate what the move could have been. But if the opponent connects the exact move and the game plan, then in such an artistic game, nothing, it could have been my defeat once more in the 10th game. If Vishy could have, then he he had shown what should have been the move. I still recollect, my mother's name, my parents' name. I gave the move I gave at that time. I took my, things just a bit, further down to neutralize the temptations. And exactly that was the correct move. And Gary Kasparov was smiling. I too on the black and white team in Subhashgram at the deadly night time, possibly 3:34 like that, at the dead of the night. I was also smiling. That was the correct. So, you believe me, Rudra, don't talk me egotistic, but I myself in my life have played so many artistic games You know what, the opponents couldn't just at all get my game plan. They could think only sense only 3-4 moves or 5-6 moves max to max in that one. But in my prime time, when I used to play chess, I used to calculate at least 10-12 games of the 10-12 moves ahead of the exact things. So here also they show the match on the French court, and here Scaloni on the French. They are the coach's brain also will come into play in this high voltage match. Let's look through the last time. If you ask me in one word, which to your opinion, sir, one word, France or Argentina? Well, Rudro, this time Argentina, my prediction.